Hello. So my name is Moon and my pronouns are they, them. I am a yoga teacher in Liverpool and I do a lot of work for LGBT people. So in this video, I'm going to talk about my experience training with a PT for the past year. So this has been something that has been on my bucket list for a long time. Like, I've always wanted to do this. And then I met Nick a few years ago in a talk that he gave, and I was like, wow, this person seems like they really know their shit, and he does. So I'm really grateful that I've had the experience of working with him for a year. It's been a very transformational journey for me. So yeah, I think I wrote down like 3 of my biggest takeaways. So the first one is the power of consistency, because I am a neurodiverse person and I like to start new things a lot of the time. I think the only thing I've ever really been consistent with is my yoga practice for about I'd say the past 10 years or so. That's the only thing, like, every morning I've been consistent with. And I feel like the gym I've always been a bit like on and off with, and I had a lot of fear around it because I didn't want to like burn out. I didn't know how far and how much to push myself. So I feel like with Nick, I've learned the power of consistency and like showing up for myself and building self-trust. And this is just amazing for me because although I've stopped working with him, weekly for now, I feel like I've still got that, that coin of consistency just for myself, which is incredible. And I think linking into that, my second biggest takeaway is like through training with him, I've learned how to listen to my body's needs in a different way, because especially when it comes to my menstrual cycle, I would just like not train or like just do yin yoga, which I love, and slowing it down. But I've discovered that I can still train. I can just change the intensity and the volume, and I can still feel powerful in my body, or maybe just do 2 sets. So yeah, listening to my body is a big one. And a third like really big takeaway for me on this journey has been related to my gender journey. Because I feel like, so a year ago in January, I was like questioning, I was like, oh, am I a trans man? I feel like I am, but I wasn't ready to like start hormone therapy. And I wanted to like see what changes I could do physically to match my internal world. And so it was as I started like getting to know myself in a different way through like connecting to my muscles and like how strong I am, that I discovered, I'm not a trans man. I think I'm more, well, I was still non-binary at that point, but like non-binary gender fluid. And I like really got back in touch with my feminine sides. That was really nice. There were other like life factors that contributed to that, but I feel like something that Nick shared with me in a session, because there was one of my nutrition sessions and I was saying like, I'm scared to get big, I had a lot of anxiety around it. And he just looked at me and said, Moon, muscles aren't gendered. And like something went off in my brain and I was like, oh yeah. And like I love feeling strong, like I love feeling powerful. That's like just a really good feeling for me. So if I look back at myself in my life a year ago, I actually wasn't in a very good mental headspace. I was quite mentally ill and was going through a lot of things. And I think, there's other life factors as well, but training's been a really big part in me feeling strong within myself, feeling like I can show up for myself. And it's a really powerful journey. Looking back, I also wasn't like eating as good as I thought I was. Whereas now I know like the right amount of protein to eat. I know the right amount of grams for like fruit and veg, fiber, carbs, macros and micros. Like, so it's great because I feel like I know how to eat in a way where I can listen to my body now. And I think there were like challenging parts of the journey for me, like especially when I got injured, because I had an injury in the gym. That was hard, but I think what was powerful about it, because every form of physical exercise has risk, is like overcoming that and practicing resilience. And I think the biggest thing I've learned about training through this as well it's not always about like going hard all the time. It's about changing the program to meet your needs and where you're at. And your life changes all the time, like, you know, with work, with life factors, relationships, like it all changes. So changing the program to meet those needs, so it's a part of your life and not like a struggle to do, feels really powerful. So that is great. But I think my favorite thing about the sessions and training with Nick is after every session, like 100% without fail, I would walk away feeling really pumped and like strong. And I can safely say, like, it makes me feel like a superhero and like I can do anything, which is a great feeling. And yeah, it just makes me feel really hench. And yeah, I think I've gained so much confidence. Like, I feel I have a lot of self-love, a lot of self-confidence. Like, I can show up for myself, which is amazing. And I feel strong. This is like the strongest I've ever been in my life. So that's great. That's a really good feeling. So yeah, I can honestly say the work this past year for me has been like life-changing. So yeah, so much gratitude. Thank you, Nick. And yeah, hench.